Islamic Centre, welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Islamic Centre, welcome here.
There is absolutely no need to put a mosque here, and the sole reason is to artificially flood the area with Muslims as an extension of Operation Scatter, including ISIS warriors, Johnny Jihads, Islamists and the dregs of the Arab world.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Robert Carter reporting for 5 Pillars. I've returned all the way up to a location close to the Lake District in the north of England, a very picturesque, beautiful part of the country, right up in the north of England, to a town called Dalton in Furness. Now, right behind me is a right-wing demonstration, a far-right protest against the construction of this right here. It is the very first mosque being built in Dalton and Furness, the first of its kind in Dalton and Furness's long history, but it has sparked a lot of outrage, a lot of criticism among far-right groups and activists in this country. Ever since the story was first announced that the site was under construction, it sparked a massive campaign of hate and harassment and conspiracy theories from far-right sources expressing outrage at a mosque being built in such an iconic part of the English countryside. However, despite the continued campaign of harassment by the far-right, who have bussed in activists, doorstepped and tried to confront builders who are constructing the mosque. Attempts have been made by far-right individuals also to confront the Muslim organisers, those who are behind the project here as well. Despite all of this and all of the hate and conspiracies and fake news that's being peddled about the site, accusations that it's some kind of, I don't know, springboard for an Islamic conquest of the area or some other kind of silliness, despite all that, the site has gained significant support from a lot of anti-racism activists, but also locals as well. So I've come all the way up here to witness the protests and to speak to people from both sides, ideally, just to kind of get their views, concerns and opinions about the construction of this mosque in the area.
I'm here today because although not a Muslim, I fully appreciate the wish of people to have somewhere to pray, and I know the Islamic Centre here is being built to help accommodate doctors from the local hospital and others in the community, and I'm here to offer my support. I think we are a multicultural country, we're a multicultural county, and I don't see the objection to this.
And I've come today to support our brothers and sisters who are facing some threat from minorities, I would say, but they're being inflamed by the press and the media, and so we've got to stand in solidarity all together. I think it's important for that. I'm of no faith myself, but I do believe that everyone should have a right to express themselves as long as they're not hurting people.
As an Islamic centre, it is to make the life easier for people who live in the area. It is absolutely not a springboard to anything else. And why on earth would it be? Just because we are allowing people to pray in the way that suits them, how can that be deemed as being a springboard to anything else?
I'm here because we have a history of tolerance around here. We have a history of welcoming people in. Barrow and this area was built on immigration. If we go back to the shipyard, it was built by we used Glaswegian shipyard workers. There's areas on Barrow Island that were known as the Scotch buildings because they were built for those workers. Our products have gone around the world, and therefore we're an international community, and we also have a history of tolerance in here. Going back to Furness Abbey, we have that was laid siege you know, and people still go there and remember the fact that people suffered and died because of that. And then we've got the Buddhist temple in Ulverston. Everything that immigrants bring to this country is positive. You know, we are a nation of boat people going in, going out. Everything comes from that. So having a mosque only adds to it. And the people across the road, you know, the people who are building this mosque are the doctors at our local hospital. How quickly would they want help at Furness General? So yeah, I felt I had to be here today.
Your words. What did you don't want to exactly. What about all these shouting parts? What about all these shouting Nazis? You allow them. You're allowing that. How long are you? If you don't leave, you're going to get locked up. For Section 35, you'll have me in custody. You'll have me in custody. I can't be under arrest. What? You're under arrest for failure to personally fight for yourself. I'm coming here. I haven't got a car. How can I disperse the area?
Okay, so I've been here for about 2 hours now, and I've had an opportunity to speak to some of the protesters in attendance today. Spoken to a lot of people from this side supporting the mosque and defending its construction. They've included some locals and also even some converts to Islam, interestingly enough, although they were a bit fearful to speak to me on camera for probably obvious reasons. The other side, the anti-mosque demonstrators, totally refused to speak to me. They actually asked the police to remove me from that side of the road, didn't trust me immediately. They may have identified me, for example, but they didn't call me out as being the Five Pillars guy. So it's quite possible that they just saw me as a journalist and assumed that they couldn't trust me. I wonder why. They don't want to speak to journalists who they don't know. They have a few people filming for them on their side of the road, people who I think are activists, far-right types who share their worldview, perhaps. They're happy to speak to journalists they know, as long as they parrot their same talking points, I suspect. So it's impossible for me to tell how many people are against the mosque at this protest who are local, because they simply are too, I suppose, scared to speak to me. You know, they might say something dodgy, so I guess they don't trust speaking to any old journalist. But I have spoken to a number of people supporting the mosque who are local, who are expressing support for the project and think that the anti-mosque hysteria from right-wing and far-right sources is quite frankly silly. But I have noticed that there has been a number of cars beeping in support of the anti-mosque protesters. Whether they're local or not, it's hard to say, but it appears as if the anti-mosque arguments are resonating with some people. Whether or not they are local or not, it's hard to say. There has also been cars beeping in support of the anti-fascist activists, but it's clear to see from my reporting alone that a lot of locals who are in attendance today do support the project and don't want their local community, Dalton and Furness, to be associated with intolerance, with the far right and with Islamophobia, basically. Just been getting some abuse and harassment. Very nice. And, oh, great. Not sure what he's doing. Very intelligent, I'm sure. I'm sure these guys have university degrees.